Jackson, ukisahau mwao usisahau gani? Ndio. Wenzangu kutoka Kamerun wanasema wewe ni mrembo lakini hutowahi kula urembo wako. Kumaanisha lazima ufanye nini? Na Mombasa yajulikana mahali pazuri urembo. Lakini leo tunakumbushwa kwamba lazima tuje pamoja ili tufanye nini? Tufanye kazi. Kuna msemo unasema mvunja nchi ni mwananchi. Lakini leo tumekuja kwa pamoja ili tubadilishe msemo huo. Tuseme nini? Mjenga nchi ni nani? Mwananchi. Naam. Bila kupoteza wakati ningependa kumwalika the programs.
Hamjambo tena.
Hamjambo.
It's such a great privilege for us to be here this evening as the Kenya Alliance of Resident Associations. And for some of you who may be asking what CARA is all about, let me state it here that we are the umbrella body of resident associations, and what we do is that we lobby for good governance and transparency, particularly when it comes to service delivery. The reason why we have put together this debate is so that we wanted to provide a platform for you as the residents of Mombasa to engage the aspiring governors so that you can get to know their visions when it comes to the kind of services that they're likely to deliver to you. So that as you go to the ballot on the 8th of August, you are able to make informed choices. Ladies and gentlemen, let us not elect our leaders based on our tribal lines. Let us elect our leaders objectively. Because the decisions that we will make on the 8th of August will go a long way to determine the kind of a future that you will have, not only you, but even the generations to come. Ladies and gentlemen, let me remind you that there is life after elections. The people who are in front of us as the aspiring governors, they are friends. And more times we have seen, and according to the experience that we experienced in the year 2007, this is one of the regions that experienced a bit of violence. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to remind you that politics is a game. It is a game where you and me, we are the employers on one hand, on the other hand, we are the spectators, and at the same time, we are also the cheering squad. As we cheer our leaders, ladies and gentlemen, let us be objective. We live to love each other. Because this gentleman here and ladies, where we have ladies as leaders, at the end of the time, the jokes that they make, sometimes as we take them personally, but to them they take them as a joke, and whenever they are said, they are left there. After they live peacefully, they wine, they dine, and they enjoy together. So let us challenge ourselves so that we can make sure that after August 8th, our country is safe. Without taking much of your time, let me introduce one of our governing council members who is here with us. Kindly wave at us. Thank you so much, and I wish you all the best. I know you are ready to engage them. I know you are ready. You are eagerly waiting to hear from them. Thank you so much.
We are cheerleaders, but I loved the statement, we are employers. And if you're an employer, when you employ, what do? Do you just give your workers opportunity to work without checking what they're working on? You definitely follow up. So that should be the spirit. Right now, please put your hands together for the Civil Society Urban Development Platform. Presented Madam Nanyaka Robai to give us a brief statement, and then we kick off officially. Makofi to that.
This evening we are very excited that the civil societies and all the stakeholders within Mombasa County have come together to a platform where they engage their leadership, they engage their aspirations, their visions, in a way that out of this forum there would be an opportunity to follow on in terms of accountability. Why do we establish this platform as the Civil Society Urban Development Platform? We believe that every citizen has the opportunity for social inclusion, social inclusivity in terms of service delivery, in terms of governance, and in terms of urban management. We are focusing so much on the urban space for one reason, that the urban space in many ways has controlled everything else that happens within any county or any development area. And today we urge all of us to participate, because participation in itself is an opportunity to be part of the decision making. When you participate, you also become a partner. When you participate, you also become a stakeholder. This opportunity is here today so that you become a stakeholder, beginning today and moving forward during the elections and after elections. Our aspiring participants or aspiring governors are going to tell us their manifestos, they'll tell us their visions, they'll tell us their plans. But then what happens after the elections? Where do those plans go to? We need to ask ourselves those questions. So I want you to listen carefully, ask questions, and also note down all those commitments they're going to make today. After the 8th, are we willing to follow them up and find out, hey, waheshimiwa, mlisema hivi mkasema hivi, sasa tunaweza kuanza kufanya hiyo kazi. So this is a platform for you also to hold the leadership accountable for all the promises, all the plans they have. I want to wish the aspiring candidates all the best, even as they get into this game, as my colleague has said. But also for the citizens, remember you are stakeholders. Remember you are partners in this game. There is no way you can just leave it up to the politicians to determine what is good for you. Make sure that you are partners, and partners must participate. I repeat again, partners must participate. Partners must be part of the game. So today, moving forward, please participate through consultation, through acting together, and through working together with the leadership that comes in. I also want to urge all of us after the elections to kumbuka ya kwamba sisi ni wa Kenya. Kenya itabaki. Mheshimiwa Hassan akiingia asiingie, Kenya bado inabaki Kenya. Mheshimiwa Shabala akiingia asiingie, Kenya yabaki nini? Kenya. Kwa hivyo tuendelee kutangamana kama wa Kenya, tuvumiliane kwa sababu Mungu ametubariki na nchi ambayo iko na diversity. Thank you so much and wish you a fruitful and an engaging session. Asanteni.
What kind of Mombasa County do you want? Think about that. Second question. Who is able to deliver that kind of Mombasa County? Once we have those two questions, then all our questions should be linked to that. One statement somebody made: we did not inherit this land from our forefathers. We actually borrowed it from our children. So we need to give it to them as a powerful, beautiful gift. And finally, chanda chema huvikwa nini? Naam, sisi ndio tutachagua. Moja kwa moja sasa tumeingia ni wagombea wapi wako hapa. Watajitambulisha baadaye, lakini kwa sasa tuangalie. Wa kwanza alikuwa ni Daniel Munga. Yuko hayuko? Wa pili Hassan Joho. Yuko hayuko? Haya. Ndio watatu. Yuko hayuko? Hassan Joho. Asante, pigeni makofi kwa kuja. Asante sana kwa kuja. Tuendelee kwa sababu wako wangapi? Wagombea wako wangapi? Watano. Wanne watano. Haya. Tuangalie. Naam, Hezo na Witi yako wapi? Hayuko, yuko hayuko? Haya, hayuko. Haya, tuangalie. Haya. Naam, Suleiman Shabali yuko hayuko? Yuko. Tena kofi kwa kuja. Asante sana. Tunashukuru vile mmeweza kupata nafasi ya kuja. Rules. Please, tujifunze kutoka maji mtungini. Fine, maintain silence. The last clap you gave was actually the last one. So throughout this session up to the very end, please do not clap or even shout or celebrate. We want to listen. Tafadhali. The second one, mfano wa mti, limited movement, so that we follow the discussion, the debate in an orderly manner. So wale ambao kidogo bado wanatembea tembea, tukishaanza tafadhali, tungependa tuwe kwa pamoja tunasikiza. Utakuwa na nafasi ya kuuliza swali moja, swali, si maelezo, swali, tafadhali. Na utakuwa na dakika moja kutueleza kidogo tu kuhusu swali lako. Basi. Ukishasikia mlio wa, ukipigia mlio kidogo. Naam, tafadhali tutakuomba ufanye nini? Kabisa. Asante. Na ukiuliza maswali, unauliza swali ambalo linaeleweka, na naomba swali lako liwe limemgusa mmoja wao, si wote tu, sababu sasa wakati pia utatupita. Au vipi? Auliza swali moja, direct question and relevant. Simuulize kuhusu mambo rais anatakana afanye. Hapa ni county government. There are roles for the county government clearly defined in the constitution schedule. Moderator has final say. Ya kwamba hata nyinyi nikisema bas tunamaliza. Bas tunamaliza. Tusije tena tunaelezana sijui haya. Tumalizie. Rules of engagement kwa wagombea kiti. Opening remarks 2 minutes. Responding to questions 2 minutes. Rebuttals 2 minutes. Closing remarks 2 minutes. Decent language, waweza tumia Kiswahili ama Kiingereza. Very clear. Now, what are we focusing on? We'll be focusing on these issues. Number 1, infrastructure, housing and roads. We may not delve deeper, but we'll just pick the most important. Second, trade and economic planning, that's generally business. Tourism and wildlife, okay. Health services, water, environment, education, science and technology, youth, gender and sports. But we'll also really want you to focus on your solutions. Be practical about them. Now, we're ready. Shahbal, 2 minutes, give us your opening remarks, introduce yourself.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening.
My name is Suleiman Shahbal. I'm running for governor on the Jubilee ticket. I have over 25 years experience in running various businesses. I have international experience. I've had the fortune of having a world-class education. I have created more than 3,500 jobs. I have brought more than $1 billion investment into Kenya. And I believe that I have the experience, the connections, the networks to convert Mombasa into a vibrant metropolis and to provide services in a more efficient and a more organized manner and to bring social cohesion into the city of Mombasa. I believe I have the humility and the experience to be a good governor. That's why I'm running for governor.
Now, thank you so much. Let's move on to the next candidate.
Thank you very much. My name is Hassan Umar Hassan Sarai. I am the current Senator of Mombasa, seeking the office of governor. I was born and bred in Mombasa and started through local schools, from Mombasa Primary to Lenana to Moi University and the area of law. I pitched my bid for governor based on my democratic credentials and the capacity to bring in not only business opportunities but good government. My running for governor is motivated largely by the new constitutional order, and in particular Article 174, which outlines the objects of devolution. So my entire basis of why I'm running for government is to reach the vision, aspirations, hopes, and expectations of the Kenyan people as articulated in Article 174. So I'm running for governor to ensure that I strengthen devolution in Mombasa.
Right, thank you so much. Very quickly, just looking at opinion polls we've had recently, there was opinion poll results by InfoTrack poll that actually said if the elections were to be held then, that was back in July 14th, Shakbal, you would only get 15% of the votes. So why shouldn't we believe that and just forget about you being the governor and look at somebody else?
If the opinion polls are to be trusted and to be believed, Raila Odinga would be finishing his second term and Hillary Clinton will be president of the United States. We have seen clearly that opinion polls in this country are irrelevant and usually manufactured by the people who pays for them. In the last election, they also came up with the same figures, that I would end up with about 19%, but the actual results turned out to be dramatically different. So you can excuse me for not having any faith in those polls.
Well, as an Omar, you only had 4.8% according to those.
I think the results are the other way around. The only polls that matter in an election is the main poll. Opinions can say a lot of things. The data could be unscientific. The processes could be biased. The demographics may be unselected, because just a casual analysis of the polling does not translate to the reality of Mombasa. Even if you're just to go by the mere mechanics of the demographics of Mombasa, those polls will be severely dented. But as I said, you can read as many opinion polls. What you need to read is the main poll.
All right. So clearly all of you are very confident that you will be the next governor. Let's look at trade and business economic planning. Now, according to the latest Purchasing Managers Index Market Survey by Stanbic Bank Kenya, Kenya's private sector business activity slowed last month, hurt by declining credit growth and worries among investors about violence during next month's general election. What are you doing, knowing that you will be governor, to make sure that business in this county grows and does not go down? Shaban.
Are you talking about the short term or the long term? In the short term, businesses have a right to be concerned. And the best that we can do as politicians is to assure the public that the security situation is under control, that we hope and pray that every politician will conduct his campaign peacefully and to try and pacify the concerns of the business community. But in the long term, for Mombasa to prosper and for Mombasa to change, we need to change the business environment in our city. We need to go out and aggressively search for investors to come and do business here. And that is the reason why I'm championing the setting up of a free zone in Mombasa, because that is the only way that I can guarantee the people of Mombasa that I can attract 200 to 300 companies in the next 1 or 2 years. It is only by changing the environment that we have, the operating, economic, social, and political environment, that will make Mombasa a more attractive place. That's the way to do it.
All right, just looking at...
On the same question.
Sure. And let's try to be very practical here. What will you do?
So first and foremost, I as government itself will bring investor confidence. Investors look at who's leading it and what is the ethos of government. And therefore that itself is an opening up of investor confidence. Secondly, in terms of looking at it, first in terms of credit, I can assure you I will be one person who is totally opposed to any uncapping of interest rates. So they must put up in terms of making sure that they make credit available to SMEs. So that, because the core of Kenyan businesses is SMEs, so they must make sure that credit is available to small-scale businesses, which is the core of also Mombasa business community. So what do you need to do in terms of that fear and concern? In my first days as governor, I shall ensure that I evaluate these rates so that we are able to create an atmosphere where investors or the small-scale business enterprise can feel at home with respect to doing business. Secondly, I want to reassure everybody there shall be no violence in Kenya. The rhetoric is within the minimum that is acceptable within the parameters of political rhetoric at any given time. So any investor, like I take concern with the British government issuing travel advisories to Kenya to their citizens because of an election, that's the joke.
Right, let's get a bit practical here. This is a video just looking at how fertile Mombasa is in terms of
its business is booming this festive season. There's been heavy traffic heading to the beaches, especially the public ones, and the regulars are having a great time. Hawkers and other businessmen also say they've done very well this festive season as holidaymakers throng the coast.
Mambo ni mazuri sana, sababu tofauti ni kwamba last year kulikuwa watu si wengi kama vile mnavyoona, na biashara si mbaya, manake hata ingawa watu wanasema economy ni mbaya, hapa Mombasa wamekubali kushuka hapa sana, wako wengi sana. Security nayo ni nzuri sana, maana tumetumia askari kutoka idara zote tofauti na wanashika doria vizuri, nasi tunawasaidia kwa kuwaelezea pengine tunapoona watu ambao hawana tabia nzuri, hawanatusaidia. Mambo si mabaya. Kwa hivyo upande wa mfuko ni kuzuri sana.
Bwana Shakbal, mzungumzie yule jamaa anajiuliza mbona akupe kura yako.
Kitu ambacho Gavana Shakbal anataka ni kuhakikisha kwa biashara yako haitakuja Disemba peke yake. Shida kubwa tulionayo sisi hapa Mombasa ni kuwa our tourism business is centered around ama the Christmas period, ama the August period, ama mara nyingine April. Na tunategemea tourists wanakuja from international. Na tourism imeanguka sana. So my focus here will be how do we turn Mombasa into a destination of choice, number one for Kenyans, and number two for international travelers. Now for Kenyans, we have to package Mombasa as a destination for all different classes of people. From the people who can afford to stay in White Sands, to the people who will be looking for a one-star hotel so he can come here with his family of different holiday periods. But what I'm really looking forward to is to convert Mombasa into a center for exhibitions and conferences. So every single month, we will have different conferences and different exhibitions. And this way we'll make sure our hotels are full. And when the hotels are full, the taxis get business, the restaurants get business, the entertainment get businesses, shoppers get businesses. And this young man who's selling there will also get opportunity to sell more things. So the challenge is to convert Mombasa from a seasonal vacation spot into an all-year, all-round people coming into Mombasa for different businesses. And when I think of my vision of converting Mombasa into a free zone, of creating a free zone, automatically Mombasa will become the marketplace for East Africa. So instead of Ugandans, Tanzanians, Rwandese, South Sudanese going to Dubai to buy tiles made in China, they can come to Mombasa and buy tiles made in China. And convert Mombasa into the market of East and Central Africa. That way, we will turn this business from being seasonal into continuous all year round.
Right, many thanks. Just on the same note, and I refer to a study by the Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology on challenges affecting the procurement in SMEs in Mombasa County. And the challenges included lack of support from the government. When you become governor, what is your strategy in terms of supporting SMEs?
First and foremost, that man was speaking on the basis that the previous there was insecurity. Therefore, there was declining business because there were travel advisories from Europe, travel advisories from from the United States. So a lot of tourists who come over. And then for the following year, the security situation has stabilized. We have done effectively well to deal with Al-Shabaab, to deal with the potent cells of radicalization. So I think what we want to guarantee that person is that under my government, security will be stabilized so that it's December every month of the year. Number two, in terms of that study, I think, as I said earlier, the core of Kenyan businesses is SMEs. Kenyans are poor, people who need small credits, will be doing these things of telling us about Dubai and supermarkets and all that kind of thing. We'll come there, but we still have to grow the small economy so that we build a middle class, but then can be able to consume what you're going to sell in these supermarkets. You can't have a class of, just a small, thin middle class that is able to access big opportunities. It will not be sustainable. So in terms of making sure that there's government support, is to ensure in terms of procurement and tendering, open up a process that is extremely fair. I'm not a businessman, I have no business interest. I'm a facilitator, I'm not a competitor. I will make sure that everybody has equal and fair access to opportunities in government. And where necessary, we shall be able to give letters that support people who might not have credit, but can offer the service on the basis that that promissory note is able to access that young person, that young woman, credit for him or her to access tendering and procurement within counties.
Okay, on this note, I'd kindly request the audience tafadhali andika maswali yako kwa sababu nitauliza on infrastructure and environment. I want us to focus on this particular. During the floods.
I'm 51 years right now. How much money have you spent? Where am I going to go to be 51? I don't have a husband. I'm a single mother. Where am I going to go? What is God telling me right now? Maybe he's in White Hat. On me, I can't sleep the whole night. Where is the drainage? Where is the money for this thing? Where is the spend for my children are staying in the room? For you, we can go there. Me, I have to struggle, more to struggle for my children to get them to be where they are.
How do you convince that woman that you should be the right person?
You convince people by action, not by too many stories. There is a desperate, urgent need for proper drainage and proper sanitation in this county. And we should have worked on this project a long time ago. But the reality is the county of Mombasa cannot afford to carry out such massive infrastructure projects. That's why you need cooperation with the central government. Now, if you are in a constant conflict with the central government, how are you then able to convince them to invest in our county first as a priority? There are 47 other counties that are also looking for infrastructure projects. So there is a need, there's an urgent, desperate need to work closely with the national government. I can't turn to the people of Mombasa and lie that, the governor of Mombasa can solve that problem. That problem will cost 40 billion shillings to solve. Our budget is 10 billion. So clearly you need a big brother to help there. That's why cooperation with the central government is imperative. That's why I'm in Jubilee, because it will be easier to convince my government to give priority to my city first.
Then in that case, we're going to be NASA because we're going to be the next government.
Well, thank you, Omar, for your thought there. But really, looking at, you recently declared that, of course, you would place your manifesto at the National Library. And then I was very particular regarding to something that you just gave a general response to in terms of pledging to have a healthy county by introducing a better system of waste disposal and management. Please give us specifics.
No, I think you need to read the manifesto in its entirety. It does talk about waste disposal and management, a clean county. So I think you spoke about the overall aspirations in the summary. Then on page 21, it goes further ahead to articulate how do we achieve this. So it talks about, one, establishing a modern solid waste management system, which includes installing rubbish bins strategically across the county, the timely collection of waste, and finally creating efficiency in waste handling centers. 2, establishment of a waste handling centers, which will provide solid waste recycling facilities at the world level, furthering creating employment opportunities for the youth and women. I also talked about reclamation and
They just cut you short.
So, what I'm trying to tell you is that now
just a moment. I want you to imagine that lady is seated in here and she's asking you, why should I vote for you? Speak to her, even in your language, in Swahili.
I mean, as I have if you read my manifesto entirely, in its entirety, the whole element of infrastructure for me is a broad partnership we talked about with national government. Because as you did indicate, it is almost unimaginable to commit the kind of resources to build the drainage systems that are required across the country. But before you go there, you first need to develop a framework or a plan. You know, the Japanese, the JICA has been developing a plan, a master plan for Mombasa County. Now it is a phase of implementation. So for me, it is to commit resources and partner with other agencies, JICA itself, the World Bank and the Kenya government, in terms of ensuring that there is enough resources to be able to revolutionize Mombasa's drainage to avoid the stormwater crisis. So I think in terms of the practicality, what it needs to be done is to make that as one of the key priorities in the county to ensure that we're able to deal with the stormwaters through creating drainage systems. And then also it ties to the approvals that we give in counties as in terms of the housing element. So we need to give approvals where there's drainage and we assure people of the services.
All right, let's open it up. If you have a question.
Aspiring governors, washirikishi wenzangu, kwa majina naitwa Aziza Abdalla Isa, nawakilisha shirika la Mombasa County Urban Forum. Swali langu ni kwa ukaribu gani au how soon will you establish, mtakapokuwa katika uongozi, public participation and citizen forum, and how will you involve us and why? Thank you.
Asante swali.
I'm the chairman of Kenya Association of Forces, the SACCO's cooperative movement. I have one question under trade and economic planning. In this country, we have over 265 cooperative societies. Within these societies, we have some